Hello, bro. Thank you for your check-in. So what I've done is I've extracted your question out on here where we're going to discuss purpose, understanding your why, direction in life, and answer your question that you mentioned in here. So you, in response to the check-in sheet where I asked, is there anything outside of the gym that you would need development and help with? You mentioned here, yes, about purpose. A little bit about me. I'm a composer and a music producer and have been doing this my whole life. I put so many eggs in that basket that I sacrifice general life experience for it. At the moment, fitness is keeping my feet on the ground. It generally excites me to be working on a bigger, stronger version of myself week in, week out, and make the transformation you've done so far power, absolute power. And the roadmap for 2025 is going to showcase an insane transformation. For everything else, I'm questioning what to do in my life. To make a career in music work, it seems like it's all or nothing, and it's so unstructured to get there, which, for what it sounds like, it goes against what you've mentioned here. Now, the main question you've put is in this bottom sentence here. I've got some success and momentum going at the moment, but I've lost my dream and inner why for it. Any thoughts? Appreciation as always. Mate, I appreciate the question. It's such a great topic to talk about purpose, so I've created a presentation and we're going to go through it now for you. So we'll roll straight in. So what it looks like in the beginning, mate, is on one hand, you're in between not a rock and a hard place, but you're in between two camps. On one hand, on the positive, you've got this is my dream. I've already put so many years of life into this, you're well invested into it, and you're actually seeing a little bit of success now. So that's on the positive side. On the questionable side that's making you doubt, you're thinking, I've missed out on a lot of time for this, which translates to, do I want to keep sacrificing my life for this goal? The lifestyle is unstructured, which means it's contradicting the life of fitness and development and growth, potentially. It doesn't have to be, but I think that's one of your concerns. And then the most important thing that we made the video on is you've lost the drive and the why for the goal. So we're sat in between two camps and you're thinking, where do I go from here and what direction do I want to take? And it's a very, very good space to be in for a question perspective, because I have been in this space many times myself, and probably even in the last couple of weeks, been in this space, and many people will go through this. And ultimately, at this point for you, clarity is at an all-time low, and noise and confusion in your head is probably at an all-time high. So, with that in mind, it's very easy to get caught up in the busy day-to-day busyness and forget why we're doing this in the first place, which I totally get. I'm the same. Since the last couple of months have just been real busy. Gorilla Platoon flying out, results coming in, people, new members to the platoon, and it's just been busy, busy, busy. So then at that point, you almost get lost in the day-to-day noise, and the cloud. And the way I'll draw this out for you, actually, let's go down to the bottom here. The way I would describe this is, if you want to hit your goal, and let's say the goal here is the fence of a garden. This is a garden fence, which is obviously really well drawn out. This is you here currently. You need to get to this garden fence. And obviously big head. We need to build some muscle, so you're a stick man for now. But right now, in order for you to get there, you can't see where you're going, because right now your brain has been filled with weeds, because there's the general day-to-day that's going on, the busyness, the here, there, everywhere, the thoughts of then needing to pursue other things outside of it. You've missed a lot of time for it, and you can't see the fence at this point. Now, I'm stood on the outside, so I can see the fence, and I can see you, and I can see the issues. But I've also been in this situation where I've been the guy here, and I have to find a mentor, which is going to help me get towards the garden fence. The garden fence analogy here is the clarity on how to get to the goal that you want to. Now, straight away, and you'll want to structure this in, I'll be looking personally to take time out over Christmas to sit and think and ponder about where I'm going to take the Gorilla Platoon and what I want to achieve for it, for the people inside of it. So I would honestly ask you to just take a full day just to think about nothing else, to sit with a notebook and pen and let whatever thoughts come and flush out of your brain, so you can sit and think and give yourself some clarity. Because the problem is, and this goes for most people in the modern day, their brain will be filled with so many things that it's so hard to think and see the garden fence. But we need to realign you back to that point. Next, we need to then, while we're sat doing this, we need to ask ourselves a series of questions. The first question you need to ask yourself is, what am I good at? Now, with this, for me, the question was, I'm good at getting people in good shape. Why? Because I care about it, I'm passionate about it, I spend all my time doing it, I like it. For you, it's to do with producing music. That's what you like, and that's what you're good at. The next thing you need to ask is, who do you care about? Who are your people? For that, for me in that regard, originally it started out with, I care about guys that have been in the military and have kind of lost their way in terms of physique, in terms of mindset, in terms of where they're taking their direction in life, and I believe I can help those people. Then you need to ask yourself, how do you want to help them? Or how can you help them? And what could you do to develop them? So yours could have many different avenues. You may do something like this on YouTube where you talk about the solutions to the problems they're facing around the skill that it is that you're good at and you enjoy, and then you work out why you want to help them. But you must have that burning desire inside of you to help these people. Like I generally enjoy getting up every day and responding to a check-in like this with proper information and direction on life, because it really, I don't know what it is, there's just a fire inside my belly that I want to get up and help as many people as possible. For me, it was never about number of clients in the platoon, it was about number of results we could produce and showcase to the world. That's what it was always about me. It was always about the results for the clients at the end product, rather than all of the arbitrary other stuff that comes in. All that other stuff takes care of itself as long as we dial and focus on the mission. So you need to create what is your mission, because without this, you can bet your bottom dollar you will lose the why, you'll lose the drive behind it, and you won't have clarity towards it. So you want to sit down and think, what are you good at? It's going to be something to do with music. And I would also take that it's a pro that you have the ability to sacrifice for the dream. So you already have these tendencies inside of you, but now your question, is it worth it? And is this something that you should do? And I can't answer that specific question, but I can draw you into this position here to work out what are you good at, what are you passionate about, what is your identity? Who do you care about next? Like, who do you actually want to help? Like, and why do you want to help them? And then how can you help them? What are you going to do that is going to help them and benefit them? Once you sit with those three questions aligned, you'll know you're going to help certain people in this way by doing a certain thing. And once you've got the clarity on that, you will work like a mule in order to achieve that, because you're not working for money, you're not working with interest of status or whatnot, you're working because that generally puts a fire in your belly and that's what you want to do. On to the next thing I would say is, what's your level of ambition? Because most people's level of ambition, and this is not to be offensive, but it's just what we're programmed, and it would have been mine maybe up to just 18 months ago. Most people's level of ambition is make money. Just make money so they can have a comfortable life. And fair enough. Fair enough. If you can provide that for your family, for yourself, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But I believe as men, there's a lot more ambition you've got inside of you than just that. Like, if you look at all the really successful companies, all the really things of, like, we could take Musk and his companies, for example. Like, there's no way he made his company just to make money. Like, there's no way he's spending all this on to send rockets into space just to make money. Like, his deeper meaning and why behind why he does this is a lot greater than that surface level. And the thing is, every human being has a, just like I say, has a birthright to get in the best shape of their life. But you have a birthright to go and do whatever you want with your time in this world. You really do. Like, the world is, when they say the world is your oyster, it's as honestly, it's as the world is your oyster as high as you can see and as long as you can think. So think about this, like, what imprint do you want to leave on the world? What's important to you? And have that level of ambition and that drive to go and achieve that. For me, it's going to be a case of, like, I want thousands of people to be walking around with solid physiques, solid mindsets, and the same mindset to me where, like, they can go and do whatever they want, take what they want out of life, because again, it's their birthright to go and do so. And that's what I want to instill into as many people as possible, because, and I'll not get too much onto my views on this on YouTube, but, like, the system's set up for us not to do that. The system's set up to control us, to cap our thinking, to cloud our judgment, and to keep us really within a square box and a pen, where the galaxy, the universe is absolutely massive, and it shouldn't be like that. One thing I will say is, and this is a very important mindset to have, remember that it never ends. And why would you want it to end? Like, people say, oh, when X has happened, then I'll be happy. Yeah, but that's basically like saying, oh, well, when I've already traded years of this of my life, when I've not got forever on this earth anyway, but I'm going to trade some of it, and then I'll start to be happy. It's like, you literally may as well start to be happy today, because you're going to die. Like, and no one's going to give a shit. So you may as well start doing what you want to do today, what's important to you now, and be as happy as you can be now, rather than waiting. It's man's greatest weakness to think, when I've achieved this, then I can start to be happy. When I make 10k a month, I can start to be happy. When I've got six-pack abs, I can start to be happy. When my nasal passageway is not absolutely clogged up to fuck, then I'll be happy. I'm happy even if my nose is blocked up and it sounds funny on YouTube. I don't care. You've got to start to be happy today. So rather than thinking, I'll do X first and then I'll go back to my purpose, think, no, what is my purpose? And start to do it today. And when you start to do that, weirdly enough, all the things you thought you needed to cover first, they take care of themselves. I can literally vouch for that this year. I focused on one mission, everything else fell into place and took care of itself for me, and more than I could have ever asked for. So instead, ask yourself as well, what are the problems you would like to solve? Don't think of what successes you want to achieve with that thing. Think, what problems would you enjoy solving? For me, it's not really a problem because I actually do really enjoy it. But like, you sending, if this would be a constraint that then falls back into your physique development transformation, that then would directly impact the progress of your transformation, and I didn't address this, that would be a problem that I didn't want to address because I don't enjoy addressing it. I really enjoy addressing problems that people have in their day-to-day life and the mindset that comes behind it. And me solving those problems that aren't directly related to result getting, I think they are, but you could say they're not because it's a case of follow the plan, get the result. I enjoy solving those. If I didn't, then the first element would fall flat on its face. Rather, you want to think, instead of thinking about the best bits, think about what are the worst bits that I'll be okay with, because you're going to have to deal with them, and that's an absolute fact. So in a weird way, you know the good bits are good across all areas. So what is the one bit that you think that would be great, but I'd rather do that than this other option? And then you need to zoom out and think, what layer are you currently on? Because it's okay if you're not on the direct layer where you're there to help and solve people's problems. You're not always going to be. Remember, it works like this. So you've got the core purpose, you've got outer layer 1, outer layer 2, 3, 4, 5, and they get harder and harder to draw, but you get the point. So for me, to get to here, I've got to crack through a load of these layers of purpose. So I needed to join the army to even understand that they were the people that I liked and cared about. I then had to leave the army and go and really level up my ability to get people in shape by going and working at the world's leading personal training company. Purpose layer tick, purpose layer tick. I then needed to go on something else and secure some finances, so I had the bandwidth to then go and try this. Layer 3. Layer 4, actually try it and send it. Layer 5 is, cool, we can get people in shape now, but what's the overall mission? How can you leave a solid impact on the world? And this is where I'm currently sat at here. And in many ways, though, with your purpose layer, it may be that you need to go and travel for 3 months and actually just go to loads of different areas and gather data and information regarding your music industry. And that might be your purpose layer at this given point, and that's okay. It doesn't always have to be you doing something that directly develops someone else. It will come to that, but I couldn't do that in the beginning. I had to do this. I couldn't do that in layer 2. I had to do this. I couldn't do that in layer 3. I had to look after myself and secure something here, or I wouldn't have even had the confidence or the capacity to go and do this layer of my purpose. Now, this is not to contradict that you you need to remember and wait till you achieve something to be happy. I've been happy at every layer of this purpose. I was happy when I was 17 years old, crawling through mud, earning just £1,000 a month. It was one of the best years of my life. At every layer, I've been happy, but ultimately not every layer is the direct element of your purpose. So you'll need to just crack through the layers. So to finish up this video, zoom out. You need to sit by yourself, because whenever you get to the stage you're at now, it's world and noise around you has essentially flooded your brain to the point where you can't see the fence or why you're doing this. From my own perspective, I've probably gotten to this same space over the last couple of weeks. In a weird way, you asking me this question actually helps me a lot as well. And then ask yourself the solid questions. What are you good at? Who do you care about? And how do you want to help them? When you answer all those together, you will wake up in the morning with a fire in your belly, ready to go and attack and solve that mission or problem. Because if you don't do it, it won't get done. You know why? Because it's specific to what you're good at, specific to who you care about, and it's specific to how you want to help them. Hope you found useful. Hope you found this useful, mate. You can let me know your thoughts and feedback over WhatsApp.